Hello, lacrosse friends. I'm Amanda Mastera for World Lacrosse, bringing you our World Lacrosse Rewind, a unique opportunity to take a look at our World Championship games throughout the years with new updated interviews from the players that got to experience it firsthand. Today, we're going to take a look at the 2019 Women's U19 World Championship Games. And today, we have Australia versus England in our bronze medal matchup. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce from Australia, Maddie Copeland. Maddie, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Well, welcome and thank you for joining us and grabbing some time. I'm going to dive right in because this was a tremendous game. You are such a leader on and off the field. It's so evident in this game. Shortly before, or after for that matter, you were named to the all-world team with some of the top lacrosse athletes in the world and only being the lone Australian. You know, how does it feel to be named on an all-world team like that?
Well, I was actually very shocked when they said my name. I thought they were talking about Maddie from America, which obviously she made it as well, but I was just very shocked. I literally had no words. I didn't even know what to think, but I was super honoured to make it, and it couldn't have topped off a better tournament. So yeah.
I love how humble you are. You know, you have these tremendous accolades. You've been recognized on many occasions. Every time you're always like, "You mean me?" Like that's so humble and a real testament to your leadership. So tell me how it feels to represent your country on a world stage like this.
Well, it was just like the best feeling. I don't think you could have got a better feeling, and the girls that we had in my team, like I couldn't have asked for a better bunch. We connected so well, even though we were from so many different parts of Australia. I just think we gelled so well, and having that team really made it so special.
Yeah, definitely. And that was evident in your energy. I think we forget, you know, as Americans and across the world, how spread out Australia is. You really come from different parts, you know, of the country. So with that being said, talk to me about that team energy that was evident in this game. You know, was that natural or did you guys really try to foster that high energy before this match?
I think it came quite natural to us. Like we had a lot of banter within the team. We were all there just to really have a good time, and if the wins come, then we won. But I think we did have some like culture sessions before coming across to the World Cup, and like we had some really emotional like connections, and it was quite strange. But I think we just all connected so well, and we were all there for the same goal. Like, so I think it just came quite natural to all of us.
Yeah. And talk about goals. I mean, you've scored many in this championship, like 11 goals in total for the 2019 U19 championship, you know, 13 draw controls. Let's talk about the draw technique because, you know, it wasn't necessarily just a self draw every single time. It was a team effort. And that was really evident in the way that you worked with your teammates. Is this something that you really honed in on? Or is there something that you could recommend to players that are stuck at home right now to really, really brush up on technique?
Yeah, well, it was, as you said, a very team thing. Like we had a mentality that as soon as the ball hit the ground, because we weren't going to get it in the air because we weren't that tall, as soon as it hit the ground, it was like our ball and we all wanted to hunt. And I think we had, well, Jen, obviously, she was big on like, if we win the centre draw, then we're going to get the goals. And we also had help from Dana as well. And I think that really helped, like her perspective on the draw and then ours. And it was really just, it was sort of trial and error at some stages, like who you came up against is what you'd try, like something different or something new. And I don't really have, as bad as it sounds, I don't really have a technique. It's just whatever I feel comfortable with. And then as soon as the whistle blows, the ball just goes in the air. So.
I love that. I think that's grit is what we call it, right? Be the first to every single ground ball. I mean, we know every ground ball is a 50-50. So last and definitely not least, I have to ask, okay, talk to me about this Aussie cheer because I heard it throughout the 10 days I was in Peterborough. Like it's loud, it's amazing. I mean, you had the proudest, loudest fans, but talk to me about this Aussie cheer.
So I think all of our families were just so ecstatic that we were all there. And I think it was even surreal to them to be at the World Cup. And the Aussie cheer is something we use here for any sport. Like, no matter what sport you go to, if it's Australia versus another country, that cheer will come out. And I think it's just, yeah, our fans, like, in the stadium just love the cheer. And I don't know, it really kept us going, though, knowing that, like, a bit of home was with us because we were so far away. And I think it was good, like, just to remind, when we heard the cheer, it was just, like, reminded us of everything, why we were there, and, you know, just kept us really focused and going when it got tough. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it did help that you guys had a massive inflatable kangaroo, too. I think that certainly helped. So we talk about keeping focused and keeping sharp. You just alluded to it. For those, and most all of us right now have had our seasons either canceled or cut short, you know, words of encouragement for players across the board, including you know, during a time that we've not seen before, how to stay positive, how to stay focused.
Yeah, I think this is something so new to everyone around the world, and it's quite hard to get your head around, and you don't know, it's so uncertain. You don't know when things are going to come back, if we're ever going to be able to play again. But I just think you've got to keep your head up because it can only get better from this. And I think just doing what you can do to make sure you're in the best, like, physical state when you come back to the game, just doing your own running, your own stick skills. I think it's just very important to make sure you're physically fit as well as mentally during this time. So I hope everyone's safe, and yeah.
Well, we hope you continue to stay safe. We hope to see you very soon on the lacrosse field. Maddie, thank you for joining us, and congratulations again, all-world team, bronze medalists. I mean, I feel like you name it, you've won it. So congratulations, and that's nothing to shrug off.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now we send you to Peterborough, Ontario for the opening draw of the bronze medal matchup.
And Molly Dunham, 46% of the shots that she has faced, she has saved. That is a terrific save percentage, especially at a high-profile tournament like this. As Australia able to control the opening draw, Madison Copeland will take it the other way here for Australia. Again, in the traveling green uniforms with the yellow numerals, as Oshia Levy controls here near side. Hands it off for Adamson.
In the last game, when they saw each other before, Madison Copeland scoring 3 goals in that original Australia-England game.
Pass into the middle is intercepted here by England. A good job by Charlotte Wilson. And Wilson is fouled here, and we'll have a restart here for Charlotte Wilson, wearing number 4 here for this England team that comes in at 3-3. Long lead pass and a good one. It goes up to Olivia DeCastro. And that goes out of bounds here as DeCastro unable to hold on. And India Williams will restart it here for Australia.
You know, a risky pass to make on a transition. You've got to be really careful and intentional on these passes.
India Williams with a good series, 5 goals and 3 assists, 9 shots on goal, and 9 for 16 on draws. Madison Copeland, who just gave it up, one of the leading scorers here for this Australia team. And around now to Williams. Williams on one-on-one coverage here. We'll give it up here to Oshia Levy. Levy back across now to Williams. Williams did a good job in the loss versus the U.S., had a couple of goals in that game. As Bonnie Yu feeds it back up top to Copeland.
Australia trying to set off-ball picks right now, trying to make something work.
Nobody in the middle of the 8-meter here is Oshia Levy. Cuts left then right, looks for Yu, but goes back behind the net here for Olivia Adamson. Player cutting there, that was Copeland, but she was well covered. Shot from way out, and a save there is winding up Georgia Latch. And the rebound is put in by Bonnie Yu as Olivia Shellikins couldn't control it. And Bonnie Yu will get Australia on the board. It's 1-0.
Fantastic shot right there. You know, initially that shot taken very far out, giving that goalie ample time to make that save. But the second deflection out back in the attacking area, goalie's worst nightmare. She seals the deal with the shot there, putting them on the board. Here's a replay of that shot right here. Scoops it up. I love it. Brings her stick up high, shoots around the goalie.
And for Bonnie Yu, that is her 8th goal here in the tournament and gives Australia a 1-0 lead. So that turnover proving costly here for England as Australia will go the other way here with O'Shea Levy. Levy trying to cut in the middle, being forced back there. Good defensive work by Hannah Thurston, number 13. As waiting back behind the net here, India Williams. Williams sets a pick and a good one here for Adamson. Adamson flips it up top to Georgia Latch. Saw Latch wind up for a big shot earlier. She'll have a try here from the 8-meter.
We talked about this a lot of smart offensive players drawing the shooting space call.
Here's Latch with a shot, and she scores.
Talk about placement. You know, the goalie's opposite, left side high, a very difficult save to make in that situation, especially when there's a stoppage of play. Fantastic finish there for Australia.
Well, Georgia Latch had an assist in the last matchup versus England. Gets a goal here. This is her 13th.
Fantastic placement. Hard save to make for a goalie.
And Georgia Latch, who plays for Footscray in Australia, gives Australia a 2-0 lead here over England. So good start here for Australia. They'll see if they continue it here. It's on the draw for England this time, Isabella Struhl, and Struhl comes away with a victory. Hannah Thurston had it knocked out of her stick for a moment here by O'Shea Levy, but manages to hold on, and up top with it for England here, Isabella Bowater.
Yeah, you really got to protect your stick when you're running down in transition. Cannot leave that hanging for the check.
Maybe a little nerves there as the pass went over the head of Isabella Struhl. Now controlled here near side by Bowater. Bowater was named the defender of the tournament at the Women's U20 European Championships last year. It's had a pretty solid tournament here. Wearing number 12, has it right now here for England. She gives it up. Bowater with 4 assists and 5 loose ball pickups during the tournament. Georgia Southern back up top to Bowater and across the way to Hannah Thurston.
England trying to make those crease roll feeds right now, looking for the girl right there on the doorstep of the crease.
And what a terrific defensive play by number 17, Olivia Wills, but it went right to Isabella Struhl, who had an opportunity on the near side, but couldn't get it past Australian goaltender Molly Dunham.
You know, not many options in the midfield right now. England doing a great job redefending, shutting down those adjacent passes. Looks like she'll probably have to run the ball down.
Bonnie Yu to Georgia Latch, and a call comes against England's Emma Savage. Georgia Latch, who likes those big-time outside shots, will give it up here to teammate Madison Copeland. Into the middle, shot goes right off the post. There by Olivia Adamson, but a call here against England. Terrific pass there by Copeland to Adamson, who sets up this free position here from the 8-meter. And a good pass off and a shot score here for Australia as Georgia Latch will get her second of the game.
And we have that same shot again, the goalie's opposite side high, so the left corner, a hard save to make. In addition, that 8-meter shot, you know, we had 3 Australia players wide open. Here's a replay of that 8-meter opportunity. She drives in hard, catches it on the fly, rips it on that left side corner.
Olivia Adamson will get the assist, the second of the game for Georgia Latch. Bonnie Yu with the other goal, and a 3-0 lead here for Australia as England will take their time out here early in the game. 8:27 to go here in the first. And boy, again, this attack here for Australia has been it's been real good here in the early going, and Georgia Latch has been on fire. And you can see why she wants to take those outside shots. If you're feeling it, you're feeling it. And Latch certainly is so far here today.
Yeah, you have to notice that when these players come in and they're running and they're looking for that great feed, they never stop their feet. They're using the momentum from the initial pass from their feet to rip a hard shot. A very hard save for any goalie to make on either side of the field. England right now playing a little scared, it looks like. It looks like they got some nerves out there. I'm interested to see how they come out of this timeout.
And Georgia Latch with 22 shots on goal, which leads this Australian team. And again leading the way here with 2 goals here in the early going. 8:27 to play here in the first. Maddie Copeland with a goal, an assist for Olivia Adamson. Shelby Davis, the head coach here for Australia.
And in fine form, we have lacrosse weather again. So we've got some rain, and we talked about how weather conditions affect play. You know, it's very difficult to hear your coach when you're on the field with wind like this. So being a leader on the field is key, communicating those plays.
And Isabella Struhl will take the draw here for England. England trying to recoup here after the timeout. And on the draw for Australia, Madison Copeland leads the team with 12 goals. Copeland looking for it, but it's scooped up by England's Isabella Struhl.
You know, more often than not, the draws end up being a 50-50 ground ball.
Struhl loses the handle. Australia trying to pick it up as Eloise Rowe will grab it and hand it to her goalkeeper, Molly Dunham.
We should note in the international game, we play with 3-3-3, so 3 attack, 3 middies, 3 defenders, and then we have a goalie on the field. So few players, not as many as our normal sort of high school and collegiate games, means that there is a lot more ball movement and the game is faster.
Abbey Thorn to Georgia Latch behind the net here for Australia. 4 shots for Australia as the pass to Madison Copeland couldn't hold on to it, but a foul here coming up against England. Copeland with 13 goals here in the tournament. As Olivia Adamson will feed it around now to Abbey Thorn.
Fantastic communication from England's defense right now. You can hear them calling the slides.
Copeland to India Williams, and across the way here to Bonnie Yu, who's got one of the 3 goals here for Australia. Good defensive work there, though, by Isabella Bowater. Trying to sneak her way around the net there was Georgia Latch, but England had her well covered. A little double coverage up top. Adamson now controls. Looking for Bonnie Yu is, again, double coverage here on the ball handler. Across the way now to Abbey Thorn. Thorn thought about a shot, but again cut off by 2 defenders. Here's Adamson near side. Good tournament for Olivia Adamson with 3 goals and 4 assists here in the tournament. Abbey Thorn. A couple of moves trying to get around Charlotte Wilson, but Wilson staying with her pretty well. Forces her out wide. Thorn will give it up here to teammate India Williams.
England defense really holding them back, doing a great job approaching, breaking down their steps, making that contact and trying to direct them out.
Good spin move there and a shot by Georgia Latch looking for her 3rd of the game. And good hustle down by England's Emma Savage. It looked like the initial call here is going to be, that England will have it. So Savage with a good job to hustle back.
Yeah, you got to respect the hustle from both teams.
Emma Savage back on defense here for this England team. You don't see, obviously, the big flashy statistics for somebody like that, but a big play like that will make a big difference in tournament play. Here comes Olivia Adamson with a nice pass to Georgia Latch. Latch shoots and she scores. 3rd of the game for Georgia Latch. And it's a 4-0 lead here for Australia.
You know, I love the way that Georgia Latch scores. She never slows down. She actually goes into a bit of a second gear, catching that pass on the fly. And she rips her shots sooner than later, really securing goals for her team.
Holm, who started playing lacrosse at the age of 11, having a chance to represent her country here at the 2019 U19 World Championship Women's Lacrosse Tournament here in Peterborough, Ontario. Gets a big goal here for England. Cuts the lead down to 4. Still plenty of time to go. 11:06 to go here in the second. As Copeland now to Levy and across the way to Adamson.
Australia really taking their time to set something up.
Madison Copeland. Sent across by Levy and now to Adamson. Takes a look at the clock. Flipped around now to Georgia Latch, who's got 3 goals here in the game for Australia. But some momentum definitely on the side here of England. See if they can defend here. Taken outside by Levy, sent into Adamson. He's got to pull back. Nice pass to Bonnie Yu. And play whistle down here on a call against England.
You know, you could see that Williams behind at X, number 4 from Australia, looking to draw that shooting space call for her teammate, and that's exactly what she did.
Here's Bonnie Yu, and
we have a early start, a false start on that 8-meter opportunity.
Again, you mentioned the nerves and the anticipation there, and Bonnie Yu just a little bit too quick, so England will take over. Racing ahead with it here, Charlotte Wilson. Stripped from behind. Well, it looked initially like she did, but the call will go against Madison Copeland.
Good idea, execution over the head, though, making it a dangerous check.
Here's England's Anna Saunter. Good pass up ahead on the left side. Opportunity down that side. Is unable to keep up with Olivia Wills. Sent into the middle. Shot here goes in wide. That coming from Southern. Dangerous player to have alone in front with 13 goals here in the tournament. She has some good size, good strength, and can really outmuscle defenders down low. It's Olivia Thomas. Across the way to Southern. Back to Thomas up top.
And you can see Millie, who's posting up in that 8 with her defender, who is in fact face guarding her.
And Georgia Southern with a shot, and a good stop there by Molly Dunham. And that's a good way to stop some England momentum right there.
It is, but you could see her being part of the offense still, you know, by posting in the 8, trying to get her defender actually in shooting space.
Olivia Wills down the right side, sends it back to Georgia Latch. Latch one-on-one, being pressured. England knows how dangerous she is. There's Abby O'Mahony. Saw her take a lot of the draws in the loss to the U.S. Out there on the attack here for Australia. O'Mahony thought about a shot, but forced wide, gives it up to Georgia Latch. Latch cutting in front, and she gets fouled here.
And we have yet another shooting space call. We talk about this a lot, but, you know, pumping your stick and not releasing it and hoping to get that shooting space call is going to be an 8-meter advantage.
And that shot goes in wide there by India Williams. Good setup there for Team Australia. And Williams just wide on that near side. Madison Copeland setting up top here for Australia. Across to Georgia Latch. Again, India Williams, Olivia Adamson, all out there on the attack here for this Australian team. Sent up top to Oshia Levy. Now across, sent by O'Mahony. Levy. Another shooting space foul here coming up against England. And this is Oshia Levy. And she scores.
You know, we talk about 8-meter strategy a lot. In that case, we look at that angle on that hash. Not the best angle to just take a step and rip it. So you really want to run in on that angle, shoot against the goalie's momentum. And that's exactly what she did. Here is a replay of that shot. She cradles in, pulls the goalie to one side, shooting on the opposite.
That is the 4th goal of the tournament for Oshia Levy. And extends the lead here for Australia, 7-2. Again, we look back at that save made by Molly Dunham. And Australia able to come back and eventually get a goal here. So again, that's a good way to just kind of break that English momentum, as Millie Holm and Georgina Southern both scored consecutively for England. And a nice job by Madison Copeland to secure the ball here for Australia. O'Mahony up top. And flips it across to Levy. Levy in a good foot race, gets the double coverage, gets it to Adamson. Up top to Latch. Latch down low. Good passing here. O'Mahony, but just picked off on a better play here by England.
You know, great ball movement there right till the end, right? Passing right into congestion. And here we have them grab it again. Great takeaway. Risky pass to make.
Initially was DeCastro for England who got the takeaway. Then Latch returned the favor here for Australia. Nice cut in front to Copeland with one hand and a terrific save there by Shelikins. Not a lot on the shot with doing it with one hand, but pretty impressive she could pull it off.
Yeah, if you're using just your top hand, all you're really doing is pushing. So that's going to be a placement shot. It's not going to have much power.
Another good pick off by Australia. Madison Copeland able to take it away. Just under 5 to play here in this second quarter. A 7-2 lead here for Australia. As Georgia Latch has provided most of the offense with 3 goals here in the game. 4 other goal scorers, though, here for this Australian team, including Olivia Adamson, who has it now. Copeland, pass there, missed the mark as India Williams couldn't control it. It scooted into England's goaltender, Olivia Shelikins.
Yeah, Olivia really taking her time on the clear. She looked to her right, but she had a wide open teammate on her left-hand side.
Isabella Bowater with a nice pass through midfield. That one a dangerous pass there too as Georgina Southern, I believe, got clipped up top. So good break there for England as like Southern was pretty well covered initially, but the call will go against Australia. And Southern will take it ahead. Good pass ahead here to Hannah Thurston. Pulls up. Now Southern with a shot, and she scores.
Great speed right there on England. Initially with the fast break, kind of pumping the brakes into a slow break. And then that quick cut from up top, making that clean bullet pass feed and finishing the deal right here. Here's a replay of that feed. She runs in full speed and rips it. Not enough time for Australia to make those slides.
And 14th goal of the tournament for Georgina Southern. And it gets England back within 4. It's 7-3 with 3 1/4 to play here in the second. A couple of substitutions as England's Isabella Bowater will make her way off the field. And Emma Savage will take her place.
Number 17, Georgina Southern. Assist from number 13, Hannah Thurston. Time of the goal, 3:53.
And Hannah Thurston gets the assist on the second of the game by Georgina Southern as big collision right after the draw as Copeland and Fletcher collided. And Copeland gets called, so England will have it. Fletcher will take it ahead here for England. Good pass to Holm. Holm has got a lot of room. Holm down the right side. She scores.
Fantastic speed. I love that she doesn't stop. She doesn't overthink it, knowing full well that England is close. They're right behind Australia and really rips that shot. Here's a replay of it. She's running down full speed, using speed to her advantage. I love it. She fakes, and then she goes stick side high. Wonderful finish.
And the 12th goal of the tournament for Millie Holm, and it looked like she was real surprised by the fact that she had that much room down the right side. Things really opened up for her, and Millie Holm makes it now a 7-4 game in favor of Australia.
You know, if you have that speed on the shot, you can take that stick side high shot. We try to steer away to teach middle school kids not to do that. But she seals the deal there, really faking out that goalie.
England will take it ahead here with Cece Green out on the attack here with Millie Holm, who's contributed now 2 goals here for England with 1.5 minutes to go here in the second.
It looks like their face guard is off Millie now, so she has the ball. She's, again, a threat back on the field.
Millie Holm able to cut in front. That shot on the one-timer goes in wide by Green. She was well covered by Copeland. And Molly Dunham controls back behind her net.
Not many options on the transition right now. You can see her teammates setting picks at the restraining, looking to get their teammates open.
Molly Dunham will take her time here for Team Australia. 8 shots for England, 13 for Australia. Last matchup between these two teams, England coming out on top, but Australia better in the draw controls and also in shots. Good pressure there from Georgina Southern. And brought ahead here by O'Shea Levy. Levy with good speed down the right side, able to fake out Green. Continues down that right edge as Georgina Southern stays with her. Now Georgia Latch with 3 goals here in the game. 18 seconds to go. Quick pass out top to Copeland. And across the way to Bonnie Yu. Bonnie slipping a little bit, gets the double coverage, gets it to Copeland. And we'll have a shooting space foul coming up here for Copeland.
You know, England really adjusting their slides now on a different angle, trying not to get that shooting space call. That call right there, a bit unlucky out of a double team.
Copeland not with a lot of room here to shoot, so she'll pass it off to Bonnie Yu. Yu with that left-handed shot, she scores! Bonnie Yu with her second of the game.
You know, I love the way that Bonnie shoots. She shoots against the goalie's momentum. She loves pulling the goalie to the opposite post and then shooting against her momentum there.
So Bonnie Yu with a big game here. Georgia Latch with a big game, and Australia leads it 8-4 here with 2.2 seconds to go. And boy, getting one of those goals with just seconds to go before the half, that can really give your team some good momentum heading into the third quarter.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot. Change in momentum is key. Players feed off that. And, you know, going into this last quarter, they were kind of flat-footed. England not really ready, and they've come out. They now have momentum again, and they're back on the board in close distance to Australia.
And time will expire here in the second, and Australia leads England 8-4 here after 2. Georgia Latch with 3 goals, Bonnie Yu with 2 for Australia, and 2 goals apiece for Georgina Southern and Millie Holm here for England.
You know what? We knew this was going to be a close game when the game initially started. Australia fast out of the gates, but now we have England close behind. You know, an 8-4 game is still a game, and there is a lot of time left on this clock.
So we'll have a special guest here in between halves here with 9:43 to go before we start the third quarter. But again, Australia 8 and England 4. We'll take a break and be back in just a moment from Justin Chu Stadium. It's the 2019 Lacrosse Women's U19 World Championships here on the Lac Sports Network and also the Olympic Channel.
All right, we are back. It's 8-4 at half. Australia up. I have here right now, we have Laura Merrifield. She is the head coach of the 2019 U19 women's team in England. Welcome, Laura. How are you?
Hi there. I'm good, thank you.
So, Laura, you are quite the legend, and I know you're pretty humble about that, but we have to say, I mean, you've been on England's World Cup team 3 times. 2 times you won bronze for England while on the U19 squad. You've been on the all-world team, which is legitimately the best lacrosse players in the world. And to top it off, like that wasn't enough, you won a national championship at Maryland in 2010. Talk to me about what it's like to represent your country on an international circuit.
I feel incredibly lucky to have had the opportunity to represent England. I mean, it gave me the opportunity to get out and play for Maryland too. So I owe England Lacrosse a lot for exposing me to that. It's just such an honour. Every time I put on the jersey, I feel incredibly lucky to be there.
Yeah. So let's talk about this past summer, July. We have that bronze medal game, which we're watching right now. You saw Australia actually in pool play, very, very close game. As we see in the first quarter, 3-0, you guys are down 6 minutes in and you call a timeout. That's a strategic timeout, I know, as a coach. Talk to me about what you said to your squad during that timeout.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, having the opportunity to play Australia again, we had a very, very tough game against Canada and put a lot into that game. So we knew that we had to step up and it was going to be tough against Australia. We went down, like you said, 3-0. So it was about keeping the girls calm because there was still plenty of time left in the game. So keep them calm and give them a couple of things to focus on for sure.
Yeah. It's really hard to stay calm in a situation like that. The crowd is crazy. You can hear them on the tape too. So especially being an under 19 team. So 8-4 at half. The change in momentum in that second quarter was extraordinary. I mean, you guys came out in that second quarter and you looked like a new team. What do you really attribute that to? And who are your real leaders on the field that were able to help that energy shift?
I mean, it was a massive team effort with that energy shift. They knew what they needed to do. I was very proud of them. They executed what was asked of them. We had a number of fantastic leaders on that team. One in particular, a player called Hannah Thurston, who was one of our captains. She's currently playing at Duke, and she really helped to trigger that momentum for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. You could see it. I mean, it just looked like a whole new team. So most importantly, I want to ask kind of a personal question. How are you doing right now, and how are you holding up in England in the current situation?
I'm doing well, thanks. I mean, it's an incredibly tough time. As everyone knows, it's nothing that anyone has ever experienced. And trying to keep in isolation and doing the best for the healthcare system and keeping people safe is incredibly important. Definitely the lacrosse community has been reaching out. There's been a lot of, I know within Team England, a lot of Zoom calls, quizzes, sharing stick work, things, training practices, all individually, but coming together as a group, which I think is really important at a time like this.
Yeah, and especially being a mother, I can hear your little one in the back. It takes a lot to be able to balance all of that. So, Laura, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back to that third quarter of the bronze medal game. Again, Australia versus England. Laura, thank you so much.
Crowd terrific here for this game. It's going to be packed to the gills tonight here for USA and Canada coming up at 3 o'clock. Game we'll have for you here on the Lax Sports Network and the Olympic Channel. As Australia able to secure the draw here with O'Shea Levy, who will take it ahead.
Great talk defensively from England. You know, we talked about this in the beginning of this game. You know, they're playing confidently, and now they're really pressuring out and using each other.
Bonnie Yu, pass up top and thrown across here by O'Shea Levy. Now to Georgia Latch, 15 goals here in the tournament, including 3 here today. Pass to Adamson behind the net. Watched there closely by Zoe McCrae. McCrae has been a strong defender for England in this tournament. Nice job with the stick to keep her at bay. Here's O'Shea Levy. Top to Bonnie Yu and across to India Williams.
You can see both these teams looking to draw that shooting space call. Very strategic moves, especially with the 2 players behind, trying to get their defensive players caught up on that crease.
Latch goes back up top here to O'Shea Levy. Now taken by number 12, Madison Copeland. Copeland with a step. Fake the shot. Good fake there as she gave it to Georgia Latch. Back up top here to number 15, O'Shea Levy. Bonnie Yu draws the shooting space foul, and Bonnie Yu will have an opportunity. Bonnie Yu had one of her stellar games against Mexico, 5 goals and an assist. Yu with a shot goes in wide of Olivia Shelikins.
Good idea. Not the best finish. I know she knows that. She needs to shoot against the goalie's momentum and pull her to the opposite post.
Bonnie Yu, one of the captains of this Australian team. Australia maintains control here early in the third quarter. The 8-4 lead. India Williams across the way to Yu and now to Adamson. Defensively there, Olivia De Castro, number 16 for England. There's Bonnie Yu, good pass down low, shot score, Georgia Latch, her 4th of the game, and it's 9-4 Australia.
You know, we've talked about this before. Georgia Latch has a bullet of a shot. You cannot leave her open even for a second, and she rips it early. Here's a replay of that fantastic finish right here. Quick pass too. She brings it back. Fantastic. And she does a great job of pretending like she's going to pass it to her teammates when really, in fact, she's getting that ball in the back of the net.
16th goal of the tournament, and boy, Georgia Latch loves playing England. That's her 8th goal against England. 16 shots to 8 in favor of Australia. England trying to secure the ball to get back into this one. Little flip pass there from Olivia Thomas. And it's scooped up by Hannah Thurston here for England.
Way to swing the field there. They're really looking to transition the ball to the opposite side of the field, away from where traffic is.
Nice job by Hannah Thurston, who was a multi-sport athlete back in high school, was a record holder in her high school in the 300-meter. Mom played lacrosse. Her dad played rugby at university.
Looks like they're setting up for an ISO play at X or a potential open player up top.
Here's Hannah Thurston here, directing Olivia Thomas off to her right, and getting it back here, Hannah Thurston. Isabella Bowater gets the pick, tries the spin move inside, gets pushed back, and play now by Thomas. Thomas's flip here to Thurston. England being deliberate. Thomas across the way now to Bowater. Pass into the middle, high or low percentage pass there, and it's scooped up here by Australia's Molly Dunham.
You know, all three of them working together. It looked like they were trying to do a 1v1. A lot of cutting behind the ball, thus bringing a double team to their own teammate by accident.
So we do have a change in goaltenders here as Taisha Skews in there now for Australia. So Australia's Abbey Thorn being pressured. Olivia Wills can't control the pass. It's going to go out of bounds, and England will have it. One of those unforced errors that can really end up hurting you. As Millie Holm able to outlet a pass, throw it into the middle. A chance here for Southern. She scores.
Fantastic job by England. You know, each player there in that sequence, 1, 2, 3, had the ball for about 1 second. We talk about this a lot in the game, but you move the ball faster in the air than it does in your stick. Here's a replay of that sequence. Here we go. And she finishes.
And Cece Green with the assist and the 3rd goal of the game for Georgina Southern. Makes it a 9-5 game here with 9:27 to play here in the 3rd.
Yeah, England fans getting pumped right now. Got a little quiet for a bit, but they're back out.
And the 15th goal of the tournament for Georgina Southern. And again, officially, Cece Green getting the assist on the goal by Southern. Georgina Southern, who had a 3-goal effort versus Canada, 3-goal effort versus Australia. And now another 3-goal effort here today. Pass in the middle to Madison Copeland, missed. Adamson has got to race out. But a good hustle by England's Emma Savage, but Adamson able to come away with it.
Great box out right there. Really using her body to box out the player.
Let's see Savage charging hard and trying to reach over top, but couldn't get it. And Australia controls here with Oshia Levy. Now it is Levy across now to Adamson. Had an open Madison Copeland for a moment, but unable to find her. Adamson still with it. Up top to Bonnie Yu. She shoots, and a good save by Shellikins.
Great save. An impressive catch to make in traffic like that.
So Olivia Shellikins has been solid for this England team throughout this tournament, leading them to a 3-3 overall record. Olivia had a 9-save performance against Australia, also a 7-save performance against a tough New Zealand team.
Pretty good transition right here by England. Initially, a lot of players in the midfield drawing their defender wide and then V-cutting back to ball.
And almost a terrific setup there to Isabella Struhl, but she lost her footing, and that'll allow Oshia Levy to take it away and work her way upfield.
Australia taking their time, working the ball up top, setting something up.
Madison Copeland up top here for Australia. Down to 7 minutes to play here in the third. Copeland forced wide there by Struhl. Now back behind the net here, Georgia Latch. Already 4 goals in the game. Good setup to Copeland, and she scores.
Fantastic goal under pressure there. Hard to score a goal when you have 3 players on you, but she makes it look easy.
First of the game for Madison Copeland, her 14th in the tournament. To go along with an assist and 19 shots on goal. Let's take another look.
Great finish on that opposite side post. Good feed here. Catch. Cradle, 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 shot.
So Latch showing that she can set up teammates as well from behind the net. Terrific pass out front, and it's now 10-5 here, Australia. Knocked ahead here by Hannah Thurston. A little bit too far, though, as the ball's still loose. As Australia trying to pick it up, and an acrobatic play there by Rhiannon Panting here for Australia. Panting, who's one of the captains as well, plays for the Wembley Lacrosse Club team. Coming off a 22-goal performance last year for Wembley. And had a 2-goal effort versus Mexico earlier in this tournament. Here's Olivia Adamson.
Great talk defensively. They've been switching a bit. It looks like they're in the zone. They were in man before. England doing a great job adjusting to this Australia offense.
Rowe now to Copeland. Adamson set up to her right. Now she cuts left. Copeland on the move, gets around Savage, has a step, throws it in front, but the pass a little bit too low for Levy, but like a trip here in front for England. And Madison Copeland will take it here from a sharp angle here for Australia. Call goes against Emma Savage. Copeland looks up top. Eloise Rowe now will hand it off, and Abbey Thorn around to Adamson. Adamson, nice pass to Latch, and Shellikins comes up big. Perfect placement.
Both players really using each other there on the crease. We can't run in the crease in the international game, and so it really acts like a pick.
Here's Millie Holm, who's got 2 goals in the game, hands it off to Hannah Thurston here for Team England. Hannah Thurston, who was the top point getter at the Women's Lacrosse European Championships in Poland in 2018. He's had a good tournament here for England as well, with 7 goals and an assist. And a foul here against Australia.
Australia coach is not so happy about that.
3:21 to play here in the third. As England controls back behind the net, flipped out in front, looking for Southern. She couldn't pick it up. And a turnover here for England.
Oh, it looks like we have a crease violation, so it's goalie's ball.
So brought ahead here by Hannah Goff. Seeing some action here back on defense for the first time this afternoon. And hands it off to an open O'Shea Levy. Levy with some great speed, cuts around Southern. And a stick to the midsection there by Olivia Thomas.
Fantastic face dodges here in the midfield, really selling it so she can shake those defenders.
Boy, you can see that speed that she gathered here and blowing by Southern, and Thomas really had no choice but to put the stick in the midsection. O'Shea Levy, who plays for East Fremantle back in Australia, has it right now. Able to cut around the defender. Now a second defender joins the fray. Georgia Hatch set up back behind the net. DeCastro stays tight on her. Tough to stay with a speedy player, and Georgia Latch is Adamson now. Throws it in front. Latch with a one-timer, and not sure if Shelikin's got a piece or it hit the outside of the net. I believe Shelikin's got a piece of it.
You know, England doing a great job talking on defense, running a zone defense right now, a high-pressure zone, which means they're passing off players. But in addition, we see Australia right now adjusting accordingly. They're trying to overload those zones.
Adamson dishes it off to you. Now thrown into the middle of Copeland. Try to get that pass over to Georgia Latch. And she would have been wide open for a great chance, but nice defense there by England. Two defenders there, including Hannah Thurston, who's got it right now, prevented that pass from going to Georgia Latch. Here's Georgina Southern here for England.
Great cut. And we have self-start in this game, and obviously Australia not ready for that.
Southern feeds it to Millie Holm in the middle, but she lost the handle. As a nice job from behind there by Hannah Goff.
You know, 34 seconds left on the clock. I think Australia really wants some momentum of this.
There's Madison Copeland, cuts through two, splits the D. Back to Georgia Latch behind the net. Met there by Wilson. Plays it up top to Bonnie Yu. Nice fake to her right, cut it left. And now Latch with 12 to go. Latch comes around. Adamson was open, but she missed the pass. And we have a push here against England.
You know, good idea. Just a tough catch to make.
And things have gotten windier again here at Trent University. As Georgia Latch comes out, Bonnie Yu now with 4 seconds to go. Another call here against England, and Georgia Latch will take it here at the 8-meter.
Not the player you want if you're England to be taking this shot.
Already 4 goals and an assist for Georgia Latch. And Latch, I thought, started early, but it's a goal. Georgia Latch with her 5th of the game.
You know, I don't think we're the only ones that thought that. We talk about this a lot, and the officiating at this World Game Tournament has been unbelievable. But, you know, refs aren't always right, but they are never wrong.
So as time expires here in the third, it's Australia 10 and England 5. And Georgia Latch has got 5 of those 10 goals. And 1 second to go on the clock. Thurston, who's got 1 assist here in the game. And Isabella Bowater in her play catch as a new attacker will come out here for Team England. And that is Anna Saunter. Saunter with those fresh legs. Able to get around O'Shea Levy.
You know, off-ball movement on point right now. England cutting off ball, making space for their teammates, also looking behind their shoulder to see if they could, in fact, be an option. And we have a push call right now, a free position opportunity.
And this coming for CeCe Green, and she scores. 2 points for CeCe Green.
Talk about momentum shift right now. England right off the bat. They are close behind Australia right now. I imagine Australia getting a little bit nervous.
11-7 here with just under 12 to play here in the fourth. 21 shots to 11 in favor of Australia. But England coming on strong here now with a 4-goal deficit. Still plenty of time to work with.
You know, great 8-meter shot there. She pulls the goalie to the opposite side, then rips a shot on her top left corner. A very hard save for most goalies to make.
And the 9th goal of the tournament for CeCe Green. She's got 3 assists for 11 points, 11 shots on goal coming in, and now with 12 here as we get set for the draw.
She's going to get wrapped up pretty quick. You cannot be bleeding on the field, even if it's just a little paper cut. You have to get wrapped up by a trainer before you can go back up on that field. That is the delay we have right now.
And that looks like it is CeCe Green who just scored the goal. Hannah Thurston over there as well as the medical staff takes a look at her.
You know, we've talked about this tournament, 22 nations coming together is pretty incredible. You know, the Kenya story, the Jamaica story, having the opportunity to talk to several Kenya players, you know, puts things into perspective. We talk a lot about who is committed to a Division 1, 2, or 3 school, and these girls are really just worried about if they're going to have something to eat, if they have someone to go home to, and if they have lacrosse equipment. And it has been a wonderful, wonderful experience getting to know them.
So Australia here with a 4-goal lead. England coming on strong here, 11:32 to play here in the fourth. Boy, you think about this Australia team and what they had to go through early on, the teams they had to face, the United States, then Canada, and then England. Had an easy win against Mexico. Is a good cut to the net here, and a shot goes right off the helmet there of Shellikins. Getting the chance there, Oshia Levy. Australia playing the U.S. for a second time in the last game to determine who went to bronze, who went to gold. And you got to figure all those matchups has really made this Australian team pretty tough.
Yeah, certainly. Both of these teams have tough schedules because they are in a very competitive pool.
That being Pool A, USA, Canada, Australia, England. Australia's Madison Copeland, who's got a goal in this contest, will take it ahead here for Australia.
Great speed. She's such a strong player. She tucks her cradle in, very intentional in keeping the ball safe.
Pass goes over the head of India Williams. A good job by Georgia Latch to anticipate, and she's able to outrace Tara Dempsey to the ball. Played around now to Oshia Levy.
You know, a tough catch to make. This game is a game of inches. If you just take one more step forward or one more reach, can you really tap into that, making that feed, making that pass, or getting it in the back of the net?
England will take it ahead. Millie Holm gets stripped from behind there from Abbey Thorn.
She's looking for the call. She's not going to get it, so she keeps moving the ball.
Worked across now to Olivia Thomas. And back up top here to Hannah Thurston. Georgina Southern, one-on-one here with Madison Copeland. Southern can take that ball either way, right or left.
And you can see these England players, they're passing, they're cutting away, and they get halfway through, they look for the roll back.
Olivia Thomas around now to Millie Holm. 2 goals in the game here for Holm. She spins, pushed away there nicely by Abbey Thorn.
Great deny defensively. You know, really hard to be that low defender. I've talked about it a lot, but you have to have fantastic footwork, and you have to have your head on a swivel, knowing where your girl is, knowing where ball is.
Good penetration there from Hannah Thurston, and a call comes here against Australia. And that's going to go against Olivia Wills. So free position here from the 8-meter for Hannah Thurston. Thurston with a shot, and a nice save there by Skews. Couldn't locate it immediately, but found it down by the feet. And just as long as you don't hear the other fans cheer, you know you did your job.
Yeah, we see this a lot. It's very difficult to see with your helmet where the ball is, and we've seen this more than one time in tournament play.
Olivia Wills ahead with it, ups to O'Mahony, but England trying for the turnover as Wills has to backtrack.
You know, Australia continues to transition the ball on the same side of the field. Very risky. You know, they're trying to move the ball in traffic. It'd be a better decision, and I know they know this, but to swing the pass to the opposite side of the field and switch fields.
Georgia Latch back behind the net here for Team Australia. Now to Rhiannon Panning, one of the captains. Panning one-on-one here with Thomas. Has nowhere to go, so distributes it up top here to O'Mahony. Now across for Williams, now Adamson. Adamson being worked over here by McCrae. The pass out in front. Shot goes in, but no goal.
Yeah, toughie right there. It looked like she may have been fouled before that shot, and in fact, that is true. Hard when you have momentum in the game and you make a great shot like that. It doesn't count, though, so you have an 8-meter opportunity right here if you're Australia.
You can see on the replay, Olivia Shellickens putting her arms up to say, wait a minute. Dangerous play here, and Australia will have the opportunity as the shot score here for Australia. Madison Copeland with her second of the game.
Madison loves that shot. You know, she runs in. She's on the doorstep of the crease. She pulls her stick high, and she places it low. Fantastic job on her part.
15th of the tournament here for Madison Copeland. We'll take a look at the replay. And Copeland able to snap it between the legs of Olivia Shellickens.
You know, great stick work from both these teams. I couldn't help but notice Australia on the attacking end. When their defender is not pressuring them super far out, they just use their dominant hand and they move the ball as fast and rapid as humanly possible. Now, if the defense ends up high pressuring them, you'll see them change to their outside hands, switching left to right, ensuring that they don't pass into a defender. That is very smart lacrosse IQ right there.
And we saw a little bit earlier Hannah Thurston being attended to along with Cece Green. Now this time it's Madison Copeland. Gets a little tape round to cut here for Team Australia. And both players who scored ended up a little nicked up after the play.
It looks like we have a stick check.
That is for Olivia Wills here for Australia. Madison Copeland will come in. Looks like the stick okay here for Olivia Wills. Shots now 23-12 in favor of Australia. And a 5-goal lead here over England. Copeland back out on the draw after being taped up right below the knee. And she'll get it as Isabella Struhl gets called for the draw violation. And quickly up ahead, here comes Australia's Rhiannon Panning. Charlotte Wilson staying with her, but now hands off to India Williams. Across the way for Georgia Latch. Great game for her. She's got 6 points here in this game. 5 goals and an assist.
You know, Australia looking for double cuts right now, overloading those zones. And look, right there, England doing a great job defending.
Zoe McCrae with the takeaway, and she's got some room to maneuver. Hands it off to Millie Holm, and across now to Southern. Attack being set up here by England, down by 5. Millie Holm trying to catch this Australian team back on their heels. Here's Isabella Bowater. Nice pass, shot, and a save. Thurston with a try, and stopped there by Skews.
Good idea. Execution went right to the goalie's stick. Can't afford that in this game right now.
Rhiannon Panning across the way to her defensive partner, Abbey Thorn, and onto the stick of Olivia Wills. Libby Blair off to her left. She gets control, joined now by Georgia Latch. Madison Copeland all on the attack, along with Adamson, who has it now here for Team Australia. 5 saves so far for Olivia Shellikins, and 3 saves for the combination Taisha Skews and Molly Dunham.
You know, England right now looking to double team the ball, as you can see, put the pressure on. Goalie coming out and acting as another defender, and they have the ball right here. Fantastic job.
Thurston now to Saunter. Saunter with a pass. Southern with a shot, and that goes in wide.
You know, I imagine if you're a midfielder right now, you're a little bit frustrated. You're going back and forth, you know, hoping that maybe the team sets up a settled attack.
Green now to home. Time a factor here for Team England. They do have possession, though, as home will flip it to Southern with some good speed. She shoots, and a good save by Skews.
Very clutch save right now with 3 minutes, 38 seconds left. A non-negotiable save of sorts.
4 goals in this game for Georgina Southern, but stymied twice here by Taisha Skews. And Australia controls here with Ruby Barnes. Forced back. Good pressure there from CC Green. Olivia Wills now able to break through here for Australia.
You know, we should note in the international game, we do not have a possession clock or a shot clock known in the men's game. So if teams would like to hold the ball, they could do so for however long they want to.
Here's a chance for Georgia Latch, and she scores. 6th of the game for Georgia Latch. Try to put it away here for Team Australia. 2:50 to go in the game.
Yeah, that's a toughie for England. They're sending their goalie out. They are double teaming ball, so they're bumping that slide every time and really trying to generate a turnover. Here we go, and we have an open net.
And that is the 18th of the tournament for Georgia Latch. 6 goals and an assist, 2:35 to play here in the game. 24 shots for Australia, 15 for England. And it's been a fun one as we had a great matchup between these two teams earlier in the tournament. It was England, though, that came out on top despite being outshot and despite Australia being better, slightly better on the draw controls. This time Australia trying to put that game behind them, and they've done a real good job. They staked a nice lead early in this game and jumped out to a 5-1 lead, led at 8-4 at the half. And now 13-7 here with 2:35 to play.
You know, there's quite the learning curve when you're at a World Championship games like this. Your first game is never going to look like your last game, and you can tell right now that Team Australia has really adjusted so far.
Gold medal game coming up between the U.S. and Canada, coming up at 3 o'clock here this afternoon on the Lax Sports Network and the Olympic Channel. Packed house here at Justin Chew Stadium here at Trent University in Peterborough, Ontario, as Team England looks to rally here. But a 6-goal deficit with 2:35 to play. And Australia looking for the bronze here at the 2019 U19 World Championships here in women's lacrosse. Olivia Shellikins sprints back to her net. And Taisha Skews has come up with some real nice saves here since coming in. She goes off to our right.
Yeah, fantastic saves, especially in high-pressure situations. That says a lot about her maturity as a goalie and as a player.
There's Georgia Latch, who's got 7 points in this game. Here for Team Australia. Nice swipe there by CC Green, picks it up. And Hannah Thurston will look to work some magic here for England. Up top to Thomas. Good try here, and another good save by Skews, this time off of Struhl.
So tough. And Australia, really, we had some miscommunication there. They didn't know who was on her, who was double teaming, and they dropped off fully.
So less than 2 minutes to go. And Australia looking to secure bronze. Pass up ahead here for Australia's Dana Johnston, and she gets knocked down. Thrown ahead here by Adamson, but did she start too early? Not sure what the call was, but England able to take control here, but just 1:45 to play in this one.
You know, Australia really trying to deny this shot. They don't want them to get another.
Southern now to Thurston and back to Southern.
You know, England needs to generate a goal here.
Here's Hannah Thurston. Forced back nicely there by Bonnie Yu. Into the middle for Struhl, and Skews comes up with another big stop.
Unbelievable save she's had coming into this game. Each save harder than the next, and she keeps stopping them.
Molly Dunham didn't face a lot of shots through her time in net, but Taisha Skews has seen a desperate England team come out firing, and she has been terrific. Up to 6 saves now for Skews.
And very high pressure saves too. You know, with not very much time on the clock, you want to ensure that you can shut down England. Fantastic job.
45 to go in this one for the bronze. Australia leads at 13-7. Good pass, shot, score here for England as Anna Saunter makes it 13-8.
Quite the stick throw there. We do have to put our sticks down after we shoot to ensure that our stick is legal, so you'll see refs check those sticks every time after a shot. Great catch on the fly, rips it on that left side hip. Great finish. And I love this in this World Championship tournament specifically. Teams just don't give up. Sometimes at the collegiate level, high school or middle school for that matter, we see teams just give up, you know, when they're behind. But this team, England, not stopping.
5 goals in the tournament for Anna Saunter. Makes it 13-8, 38.8 seconds to play. And England able to come up with possession as Lucy Devine gets some time, but then loses control, and Georgia Latch takes it away. Flipped across, a little bit too far for Rhiannon Panning, but Bonnie Yu there to pick it up.
They will double team the ball here. Goalie's out of net. She's on the girl at X.
Down to 10 seconds to go. And Australia about to win bronze, but play whistle down here with 3.1 seconds to go.
You'll see that sometimes teams get frustrated, get a little bit messy. That was a dangerous check.
Georgina Southern as it's tossed downfield, and time will expire, and Australia wins bronze. They defeat England 13-8 and secure that third place finish. Congratulations to both these teams, and a terrific start for Australia. They started out with a 5-1 lead, really never looked back. England did come back to make it somewhat close at times, but Australia secures the win and takes home bronze.
Yeah, fantastic job by all teams. We have to talk about the journey all the way here, right? Tons of great wins, close games from both England and Australia. If you're the coaches for either of these teams, you should be very, very proud.
All right, 13-8, end of game, Australia for the win, bronze medal champions. I have to say, Jen, you're the co-head coach of the Australia U19 team. It was incredible that they came into this game with such endurance, having just seen Team USA. I was just surprised they weren't so gassed.
Yeah. You know, World Cups are so tough. You're asked to play so many high, intense games over the course of such a short amount of time. So that is typical. But I think once you get to those medal games, there is a different kind of adrenaline, a new energy reserve that is found. And certainly with, Team Australia, I know as we were leaving the locker room to kind of go out onto the field, you couldn't keep that kind of energy down. Wouldn't have mattered if they had to run through brick walls or how tired they were. They were going to put it all on the line.
Definitely. Well, it was really cool to see too on the field the chemistry that your team had from end line to end line. It was just really evident. Was that something that was natural or something you really honed in on as a coach?
I think, both Stacey and myself, having competed at so many World Cups, we know kind of one of the secret ingredients is obviously to have that kind of culture where the chemistry is there both on and off the field. And so it was something we started in very, very early on. And then it developed. And I think over the course of the World Cup, you started to see more and more of that click. And I was really proud of them by the end. They were a very selfless team and they really did have each other's best they had each other's back on the field. And that really shone through in that final bronze medal game.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. But this was back in July, right? So they've had a lot of time to celebrate it. With that being said, seeing these games again, having been there, you two, I'm looking forward to lacrosse coming back because we know it will come back, in fact. But you've been around this sport for so long. You're quite the legend on and off the field. What kind of message do you have for players across the world right now that are just struggling? They've had their seasons cut short. You've had your season at Loyola cut short. Words of encouragement to kind of push through this.
I'm always kind of that glass half full kind of person. So I think there's a lot of great takeaways that come from this. I think the opportunity to spend time with family, to, get off phones, to, for our team even, we're talking about focusing on the things you can control. And for them, that's the mental side of the game, why they're off, whether it's, player development, leadership development, whether that's the opportunity to look back on games that we've played and try and navigate their way through the mental side of the game. I think we can come out of this on top of it and stronger. And it's very disappointing that we're all missing games and not having the opportunity to be out there playing. But I think, this global pandemic, it's just so much bigger than lacrosse and than sport. And I think once you wrap your head around that, you can focus on what you can. And there is still a lot you can do.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Jen. Again, stay home, stay healthy, and we look forward to seeing you back on the lacrosse field soon.
Same to you, Amanda. Same to everyone out there. Take care.
And that wraps up our 2019 Women's U19 World Championship Games with our bronze medal matchup. Make sure to tune in on Lacrosse Monday on FTF Next, on the app, or online. Thanks so much for joining us.